anything.
Cool. What's up, everyone? So I just want to give a quick update. So I just want to make things clear when it comes to D&I work in SGA. First and foremost, I like to make clear that we have a D&I department. This consists of myself, Kashay Garland, Kuma Ricker, Chloe Cherry, Rohan Gohel, and Ajani Martina Vasco. So we have the D&I department to ensure that D&I initiatives get carried out through SGA. Along with this, we're here so that when you need any input on any initiative or statement that you may propose, we are here to give input. This is mainly why I am here as well. I should be someone you reach out to when you need help including D&I into a bill, rather than assuming you can understand and speak for the lived experiences of a community / group that you do not identify with. This is not limited to race and ethnicity. This also encompasses religion, sexual orientation, gender, disability, etc. So please, before you put a bill on the floor that involves D&I initiatives or some aspect of D&I, or want to talk about D&I in general, please reach out to me ahead of time before making assumptions and inserting aspects of D&I into any proposal or statement. Like seriously, reach out to me like in advance too, like less than just a few days beforehand. If you do not have the lived experiences of people you are choosing to speak for, then it will be extremely problematic and create issues that one, you will not understand, and two, will not know how to handle. So once again, that is why I'm here, and I just want to make that clear. Also, I'm not the D&I teacher either, and neither are any other students in student government. So we are here to help, but we're not going to educate you. Educate yourselves. And if there's something you actually cannot understand, then reach out to me, or you can also reach out to advisors like Dr. B and Joe Satera if you really need further explanations and education. And that is all. Good luck with finals, everyone.
Thank you, Eva and Christian. Our next order of business is committee updates. I know that a lot of our committees haven't really met yet, but we just wanted over the retreat, like our committee, our leadership created goals based on like what they wanted to do for the committees this term. And I wanted them to get the opportunity to share them with the rest of the Senate. So Mr. Jose Garcia, you can go first.
Hi, everyone. So I'm just here to kind of share some of SLAC's goals and missions for the next upcoming term. So as you guys know, I'm the chair of SLAC. So 3 main things that we want to do this year is first, establish a relationship with every department that we kind of run. So that comes with dining services, res life, parking, transportation, OSI, and kind of other student life offices. We have a good team this year that kind of encompasses every part of campus. So we want to try to kind of get a relationship and kind of when it comes to that, just more transparency when it comes to things on behalf of the students, and also just more involvement in hiring processes or decisions that impact us primarily. Second thing we want to do is kind of work with the D&I, the caucus, to kind of bridge the gaps between students and SGA, or students and multicultural student organizations in SGA, because I think that's really important, and to kind of help remove the stigma that SGA just helps one type of student or just like one identity. So that's something that I hope to work on too with like Christian, Kashay, Camille, everyone. And then also the third thing is kind of help revamp the new student org process, and also the new student like the award dinner that happens every year. Some of you might not be familiar with that, but every year SGA kind of co-sponsors with the Office of Student Involvement on award ceremony that this year OSI Andrew was kind of involved in, and you can see some of the videos that were up online. And that's kind of because of the virtual format this year, just the videos, but every year we usually have like a dinner and like the end. So that's something that we hope to kind of work on. And just because SGA's name is on it, we kind of have to help as much as possible. So that's what my committee will be helping with. And also when it comes to like the structure of it, every year it kind of changes. So we just want to make a set structure, a set manual, so that every year, even after I'm out of chair or after like kind of all of us are out of SGA, it can kind of continue to remain the same. And also just like help with the new student org approval process. I'm working with Joe and JJ and OSI, some of our advisors, to kind of structure how new student organizations are kind of handled through OSI when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to what it means to be a new student organization, what that process looks like, making sure that's not as complicated, that no one's just starting a club just to start a club for no reason. What's the intent of it? You know, make sure that it doesn't copy another club that's already on campus. So Those are the three main things that we're going to work with to just make sure that SGA is more involved with that. And yeah, I look forward to working with all you guys at one point. And also Slack is just so excited to kind of get their goals and missions intact and kind of just like go full force the next upcoming year. So.
Thank you, Jose, for sharing your goals with us. Next, we have Ms. T. Paris from Campus Climate.
Hey, yeah, so I also put my goals into three main objectives. I want to kind of work from the inside out with Campus Climate. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that everyone in the committee has something that they're working on, which they're super passionate about, something that they are accountable for, something that they are monitoring. So whether that's a section of school, whether that's working with mental health, or whether that's working with one of the many other groups we're a part of, I think that's the first thing I really want to work on. My second goal is to work really closely with CUSA and DE&I. I think that's one of the big goals for Campus Climate this year, is to strengthen that relationship. It's a very important relationship because the climate cannot be good if it is not good for everyone. And the third one is just to completely restructure the committee, kind of similar to what Jose was saying, but just to make sure that no matter who's chair at any given time, there's some sort of continuity and a structure to follow, which everyone is familiar with, and so that communication between us and administration seems seamless and continuous, and there aren't these stop-start moments. Those are my goals for the year. I look forward to making Campus Climate the best committee.
Thank you, T. Next up, we have Elizabeth Vaughn from ICC for her updates.
Yes, so we're looking to make some changes and just general few big goals for ICC this year. As a whole, we want to build upon the culture of academic excellence and growth by connecting the students' desires closely with university leadership and fostering an exchange of ideas focused on the inclusion of all student groups on campus. And so we've met a few times, and we discussed maybe the potential of adding one on campus, and the professor is still here, so it might not be the hardest task. Additionally, it's been discussed by a few other groups, but also like incorporating the diversity requirement back into the VSB curriculum is something that I know like a few other groups on campus too support that initiative. So hopefully that one will be manageable. Also in terms of like syllabi and the schedule builder platform, like you can click like view syllabi, but it doesn't really bring you anywhere. But there is a database of syllabi out there that just many students don't know about. So increasing awareness for the syllabi database. And then lastly, one of the last few things is I know 2 years ago they tried to have like a unified council of like the DUSAC for business and then like the class like council within the School of Arts and Sciences. So like having one meeting where like all the councils come together and unify like goals and everything. And then just lastly, there's currently a $5 fee to obtain an official transcript copy. I didn't know this personally, but people brought this up. And so if we could you can also get one online copy like through your advisor. So either raising awareness for this advisor copy or maybe seeing if like SGA can cover the $5 fee. So besides that, we're open to any new ideas and looking forward to a fun year.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And lastly, we have Tom from MSJ to give us his goals for the year.
Hey everyone, I hope all is doing well. And yeah, so there's a few major objectives that ultimately I and the rest of the committee hope to accomplish. And specifically, the most imperative one is establishing transparency not only within the committee, but also with other leadership chairs that are involved with the other committees of CUSA, of the Department of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and other student organizations. And by doing this, I hope to, just make sure there isn't any friction or confusion, whenever an idea is proposed. And secondly, one thing we've been discussing specifically is trying to extend the hours of the mobility shuttles, specifically for students who have disabilities. And the reason for doing this is it's only limited until 4:00 p.m., which is not enough time for any student in general to, go out and travel whenever they want to or for whatever purpose they desire to. So our goal is to get in contact, hopefully with other senators within the student government and with, I anticipate the Department of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in order to make this, I guess, goal come into fruition. And the third one right now that I'm currently developing is having a general survey to the undergraduate student population about whether there is a need or a desire for more reform, for more preventative actions against sexual assault on campus. And the goal to do this is to just get logistical data and measurements, from the student body of what they want to see for the future. So that's everything right now that's being developed. So thank you.
Thank you all for your updates. I know like it was a little spur of the moment, but I wanted you guys just to share the work that you had done on the retreat. Next, we have a confirmation hearing for Associate Justice. Our nominee is Ryan Crowley, and he will get the opportunity to tell us a little bit about himself, but I would like us all to just welcome him, let him tell us about himself, and then we will proceed with the confirmation hearing.
Hi, everyone. As you know, I'm Ryan Crowley. And first of all, I would like to thank the executive leadership for appointing me to this position. And secondly, I would like to thank all of you for having me here for my confirmation hearing. I'm a sophomore economics and philosophy double major from Central New Jersey. And throughout my 2 years at Villanova so far, I have seen and used the valuable resources that SGA has offered to the undergraduate student body. And now I ask for your confirmation for Associate Justice so I too can help empower Villanova students. And thank you, and I'm here happy to answer any questions.
Is there a motion to open questioning?
Motion.
Second.
Derek?
Hey, Ryan. Thanks for being here. I was wondering, you said something interesting there, that you've used some resources that SGA set up just throughout some time. Ignore my nose, by the way, please. It was my bad. But you said you used some resources that SGA had. Like, can you tell us a little bit about like those resources and how they perhaps inspired you to perhaps want to be in SGA as far as like the judicial stuff?
Yeah, well, so for one of them, the big ones would Let's Vote Nova. That was a big thing for me that I liked, and how they would go around registering for people to vote. And other ones are like the town halls with Father Peter and Peter with Provost. I think they do a good job of connecting the students with the administration, which I really think is SGA's major role, is connecting the two and empowering the students.
Motion to vote.
Second.
No one wants to debate? Okay. Congratulations, Ryan. You have been confirmed to Associate Justice. We are so excited to work with you, and we know you're going to do great things.
Thank you.
Our next order of business is a bill put on the floor by Senator Harris and our President Levine. It's the airport shuttles bill, and T will present it to us, and I'll go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see it.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Okay, so this is just a rerun of a bill that was on the table last semester. So it might look familiar to a lot of you. Shout out to President Levine, Senator Dunbar, Senator Lynn, Senator Klein, Senator Vaughan, Senator. Yes. So basically, it's basically a bill which asks that SGA sponsors shuttles to the airport for students who are traveling. There were a bunch of surveys sent out on the SGA Instagram page asking when people were traveling. There was also a couple sent out on various group meets, and we collated some of the most popular times and days to organize shuttles. So I won't read through everything, but essentially we're looking to take the money from the 3 account. We're splitting it up into 3 different accounts. So it's the Senate discretionary fund, which is where most of it will come from. A big chunk of it would come from campus climate and another portion from the president's discretionary fund. The buses would be from May 9th to May 12th, which is 4 days. There'll be 17 buses. So it's 4 on each day, except on the 12th, where there'll be 5 because there's just a little bit more demand for it then. We will be promoting it on our social media pages. Obviously, we're going to stick to the Caritas commitment when it comes to getting on the buses and staying away from each other, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm open to any questions. Yeah.
Motion open questioning.
Second.
Jose.
Hi T, thank you so much for presenting the bill. I have a question though. Do you expect some of the SGA members or the Senate to kind of help out with organizing this, or will this just be on exec, or like who's helping or like work with the OSI to kind of organize this?
Yeah, so when I was speaking with JJ, basically the plan is to ask SGA like senators to come and help with the sign up situation, like right outside the buses when it's happening. He also has a group of people from OSI who could help in the case that everyone's gone or there's no one around to help. But yes, there would be an expectation for people who are around on SGA to volunteer to help out.
Thank you.
Harry.
My question would be, so y'all did this in the fall, and was there a lot of demand for these shuttles? Because I'm just like trying to get an idea of like if these will go to good use.
Yeah, so there was the demand thing there was more of a timing issue. So when was there the demand? So we worked really hard with JJ to make sure we didn't have that problem. So I know last year there was like an 8 p.m. bus, which like 3 people used. However, so that one we took out. The times right now are 6:30 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. And then on the last day, there's an additional one at 6 p.m. And that's all based on research. And the whole demand question, it's not like the bus is filled to capacity at the brink or anything, but it is that the students who are using it do need to use it. It's sort of one of those things where, yeah, some of the buses will be a little emptier, but I think that the feedback from last semester was definitely that it was working, especially from international students who don't have resources locally to get them places.
Derek.
Who will drive the shuttles? Is that in part 2, section B? SGA leadership will work with OSI to ensure that there's staff members or graduate assistants at shuttle times.
So that section B is talking about who's helping to sort of make sure that the people are registered. The shuttles are driven by like the bus company that is providing them.
So as a point of clarification, we're not using Villanova shuttles. You're hiring out shuttles. Okay, cool.
Tom.
Yeah, so I'm looking at section 2C with additional assistance will be provided by volunteers from SGA. So hypothetically, let's say, I don't know, there isn't enough assistance that's required to carry out this initiative. Will you be like willing to allow other organizations to help out at all on campus at Villanova?
Yeah, so again, from last semester, what essentially happened was the help is very minimal. It's not like you need to put people on the bus physically, but it was more like a registering thing. So you really only need like one person around. If that happens to be, so JJ has a lot of grad students who help. There wasn't that problem last semester, and it doesn't seem like there will be. But yeah, that.
Andrew.
So you said on the last day there's going to be an additional time I'm just a little concerned about times in the afternoon if we have to leave the residence halls by noon on the 12th. I'm just a little confused about where students are expected to go for that 6 hours or so in the evening, afternoon.
Yeah, the later time is just because there's like a lot of 10 p.m. flights that day. I don't know why. But as for where students can go, we spoke with JJ. He's trying to get Connolly, that's it, Connolly Center open so that you can charge your phone or use the bathroom or whatever for that, the later, but it's going to be open the whole time. Well, if JJ can get that approved. But yeah, we discussed that and we're trying to get Con open so that there is that space.
Derek?
Are the buses handicapped accessible as well, just in case any student who would need to go to the airport requires that that kind of add-on? Or
That's a good question, and I will make sure that they are. I will speak to JJ. I did not find that out. Thank you.
Tom?
And will the check-in and shuttle process, will that information be available through email?
Yes, so it'll be available through media, email, social media, and the, what's this thing called? Newswire, something like that. Yeah, Newswire.
Amanda?
Hey T, thanks for bringing this before. I think it's a great idea. My one question is, you said you looked into the research about like how many spots and like interest. Given like COVID restrictions and like, I don't know how many spaces they have in the seats of these buses, do you think there are enough time slots given the amount of people that will be utilizing this service?
Yeah, I do. So based on last semester, again, that's all we really have to work with, but based on last semester and based off the Instagram polls, there'll definitely be enough space. The spacing of last semester was already pretty empty. There was enough space to have the 6 feet of space. So yes, it looks like there will be enough time slots.
Andrew?
This is more kind of just like COVID protocol, but do you know if they're going to continue to use the 6-foot social distancing or follow the now recommended 3-foot social distancing just to increase capacity?
I think when we were talking about it with JJ, it was still like person, empty chair, so with the aisle in between. I don't know how many feet that is.
Thank you.
Motion to open debate.
Second.
Jose?
I will be voting in favor of this bill. Last year when we did it, it was very successful. We had a good turnout for students who really needed to get to the airport, because when you think about like Ubers and like transportation, it can be kind of expensive. We have the money to kind of help with this. So I think like it should go through. You know, it was successful this last year. So I also think it will be successful this year as well. So
Tom?
Yeah, I'm going to build off of what Jose said, but I think it's ultimately pragmatic for students because they won't really have to worry about particular financial incentives. And additionally, we're utilizing funds through the student government to, I guess, the best of our ability to help other people. So I will be speaking in favor.
Cash?
I'll also be speaking in favor of this bill. I think it is a very equitable bill, especially for students who cannot afford to go to the airport and stuff like that, as we already said. I remember I've seen a lot of people that I know asking for Ubers or if anyone had any, rides to the airport and stuff. So I definitely think this is a great initiative.
Rachel?
I will also be speaking in favor of this bill. As a student who has to get to the airport to get home, and many of my friends also have to get to the airport to get home, I know that this last semester was a big breath of relief to know that there was at least a backup option to get to the airport, as like getting Ubers is more difficult and more expensive than it has been in the past.
Lucy?
Yeah, just quickly, I'm going to speak in favor of this bill. Honestly, I think this is one of the best programs that SGA has been consistently implementing. I actually told a family on a tour once about this because they were from Washington, and a very real concern for potential students and current students is like excessive funds and like random payments that they have to make. And I think that this is something that we're able and capable to do. So emphatic yes.
Amanda?
I will also be speaking in favor of this. Clearly, the fall semester has shown that people are interested in this. And like as SGA, it's important to reach out to all people of different backgrounds. You can never assume people's financial backgrounds and stability. And, transportation can be costly, flights are costly. So being able to remove some of that cost would be very impactful. And given that it's the end of the year, I think this would be a great way to use the funds.
Elizabeth?
Sorry for the lightness issue here. I did not plan this well. But I also am going to speak in favor of this bill. I think, honestly, like last semester, it was really great. Like, it is a great idea. And I think it's definitely a program we can grow throughout the coming years as we gain more awareness just from the students and it's more ingrained in our system. And I think, like, even just like I want to thank like T and Caroline for their dedication, like realizing the adjustment in times, making them earlier was like, I think we live and we learn, which is awesome. And I think we continue to improve this and the concept of the transportation for the years to come.
Motion to vote.
Second.
Congratulations with T. With unanimity, the bill has passed, and I think this is a great thing that we do. So I'm very excited. Last but not least, if anyone has any shameless plugs, now's the time. Cash?
I actually have two. One of them is for people who are English majors and also non-English majors. There's going to be a class called, Intro to African Literature, and it's taught by Dr. Akoma, who's a Black male professor. And it's on the verge of getting canceled because no one signed up for it except for one person when I checked, and I think it is. Sorry, Derek sent me a message. Anyway, he made me lose focus. I think it is really important for us to take these sort of classes and stuff like that, especially for those who are in SGA or aren't English majors. And I feel like if you weren't able to get into the new classes they're putting in or any other diversity classes and you have room in your schedule, I would definitely say to take this class just because it teaches you to be a better leader and also educates you at the same time. So would love to see more people sign up. I would hate to see for this class to get canceled in any sort of way. And my second plug is for, BSU, ACB, and 13% are doing a cookout on Saturday at 4. There's going to be music, food trucks, and games and stuff like that. You have to RSVP to get there. So this is for, any POC in the room who don't know about it, definitely will love for you guys to attend and stuff like that. But if you're an SGA, also show your support so they know that we're also there for them as well. That's it.
Liam? Turn your attention to the chat, guys, to read Liam's shameless plug. Eva?
I would like to hype Miss Lauren Amu on her Villanova research grant thing. It's called VERF. I don't know. It's really important and a huge deal. So congrats on that, Lauren. So proud of you. So excited to see the amazing things you do. Yeah, congrats. Also, if anyone has any awesome accomplishments, please share them because I love hearing the amazing things y'all do. Yay.
Thank you, Eva. Does anyone else have anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Cool. Last meeting of the semester, guys. Good luck in finals.
Happy summer, peeps.
Bye. Good luck on finals.
Bye.